If you've ever needed to know how to express your anger and your frustration in English, these 7 idioms are going to help you out. Coming up. Now, idioms in English are an essential part to learning the language. The problem for most English learners is that idioms don't have any rules. They're figures of speech. They're not meant to be taken literally. But it's difficult to know when something is an idiom, or perhaps you just misheard something. But the key to getting better with idioms is to find a way to use them more in your English training. Now, I've got 7 here that I want to go over with you to help increase the number of idioms that you know and give you some explanation on these if you've never heard them before. So our first idiom for the day is at your wit's end. And at your wit's end is something a person says when they are so stressed out, they can't handle anything else. They are ready to explode on someone. So for example, I've had to rewrite this paper 3 times now. I'm at my wit's end. Right, they're frustrated. I've had to rewrite this paper 3 times now. I'm at my wit's end. Now, have you been there? Have you had to rewrite a paper or perform a task over and over and over again, even though you thought it was fine the first time? How about another example? I've been trying for hours to put this furniture together. I'm at my wit's end with these instructions. I've been trying for hours to put this furniture together. I'm at my wit's end with these instructions. Have you ever tried to fix your car or put something together or follow an instruction manual, and you're at it, you're working at it for hours, and you're just getting more and more and more frustrated? Well, you can say that you're at your wit's end with this. I'm at my wit's end. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm at my wit's end. Our next idiom, floored. And to be floored, this one could be slang as well. To be floored means to be shocked, which is another bit of slang. Being floored is what you say when you hear unexpected or surprising news. So for example, I was floored after he told me he'd spent the last year in jail. I was floored after he told me he'd spent the last year in jail. And this is a true story. A friend of mine that I haven't seen in years, I saw about 1 year ago. And I said, "How have you been? How are things?" And he told me, "Well, I spent the last year in jail." And I had nothing to say. I was floored. I did not figure this person was the type to spend the last year in jail. So I was floored. Another example. I haven't had a day off in a month. I was floored after my boss told me I was fired. I haven't had a day off in a month, and I was floored after my boss told me I was fired. So you can imagine how surprising and unexpected that news must have been if a person has worked 30 days or 1 month and then got fired. That would floor me. Our next idiom, up to your eyeballs. And this is something a person says when they feel extremely overwhelmed and they're trying to get out of a situation, let's say. For example, she's up to her eyeballs in debt. She's up to her eyeballs in debt. We all know someone like that. Someone who has a hard time handling money. Someone who goes into debt and they have so much of it they say, I'm up to my eyeballs in debt. Or, I'd love to go out for a coffee, but I'm up to my eyeballs in work. I'd love to go out for a coffee, but I'm up to my eyeballs in work. So it's the feeling of being overwhelmed with something, with your life situation, with debt or with work. It could be anything. I'm up to my eyeballs in fill in the blank. Our next idiom, have a lot on your plate. Have a lot on your plate. This is similar to our previous one, up to your eyeballs. But to have a lot on your plate simply means you've got a lot going on in your life. You have many things going on in your life, and typically people say this in response to being asked to do something else. For example, I'm a single parent working 3 jobs. I have a lot on my plate. I'm a single parent working 3 jobs. I have a lot on my plate. Or, I'm sorry, I can't help you move next weekend. I have a lot on my plate. I'm trying to plan my brother's wedding. I'm sorry, I can't help you move next week. I have a lot on my plate. I'm trying to plan my brother's wedding. When you tell someone that you have a lot on your plate, it's usually in response to a person asking you to do something. I have so much going on right now. I can't do this task, this next task. I can't do what you're asking me. I've got a lot on my plate right now. Next, I've had it up to here. And this one holds a special place to me because this is what I would hear and my brothers would hear when we were kids growing up. When a person says, I've had it up to here, what they are saying is they've had enough. They've had enough of whatever behavior is bothering them. So in the case of my father, when we were kids, we would get on his nerves. We would bother him a lot. And so he would say, I've had it up to here. And for whatever reason, when a person says, I've had it up to here, they always have a hand gesture to go with it. Now, I don't know what that means personally, but anytime I've ever heard this expression, I've had it up to here, has always been accompanied with this. When my brothers and I were kids, and we would hear this from our father, we would know that we needed to shape up and get real serious and stop being loud, being noisy, crying, whining, whatever it may be. Because our father was furious with us. And he'd say, I've had it up to here with you kids. So let me give you some examples. Like my father would say, I've had it up to here with you kids. I've had it up to here with you kids. Something he would say out of his frustration because he was annoyed with us, whatever we were doing. Whatever it was we were doing, he was annoyed. Whether my brothers and I were chasing each other around the house, or one was crying, and my father just wanted peace and quiet, he would say, I've had it up to here with you kids. My father's a great example for this. Another thing he would say is, I've had it up to here with these damn taxes. I've had it up to here with these damn taxes. No one likes paying taxes, right? And so my father would be very upset anytime he found out he had to pay a new tax. I've had it up to here with these damn taxes. I've had it up to here holds a special place in my heart. Now, number 6, drives me crazy. And this is a good one. I hear this all the time. All native speakers I know use this one on a regular basis. It drives me crazy. Anything you find annoying. Anything that bothers you. It could be something small. For example, it drives me crazy when people speak with food in their mouth. It drives me crazy when people speak with food in their mouth. Isn't that something that just drives you crazy? Or it drives me crazy when people change lanes without indicating. It drives me crazy when people change lanes without indicating. So drives me crazy is just another way of saying this frustrates me. This annoys me. And finally, pull yourself together. Pull yourself together. This is something a person says to another. For example, you're stressed out between your job and your family. You need to pull yourself together. You need to get your priorities sorted out. You need to collect yourself. You need to calm down. This is what pulling yourself together is all about. Or how about you want a new job? You want to go to school? You want to get married? You need to pull yourself together and figure out what you want. You want a new job. You want to go back to school. You want to get married. You need to pull yourself together and figure out what it is you want. I hope these 7 idioms are able to help you improve upon the number of idioms you know. Hopefully you learned something new, and most importantly, hopefully you got some value out of this video. So in the description below, I'll have a link with some notes that you can download that go over these idioms again, so you can have them to reference whenever you need. And I want to know, which one of these 7 idioms is most applicable to you in your life? Write in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I make these videos for you in the hopes that you're getting good value out of these. So thank you again. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.